Hello, K-Port 5th and 6th grade students. I am so happy that you're here again this week. My name is Michelle, if we haven't met before, and I'm so happy to meet you. So, this series is very interesting. It's called Updates, and each week we update something different. So this week we're updating maturity, learning how to level up your maturity. So I have a question for you. What's a food that you used to hate, but you don't anymore? Oh man, there's so many I used to hate. I would say green olives. Yeah, green olives. I used to hate, a lot of people hate olives, but I used to hate olives. And then I got used to them, and now I really enjoy the taste of them. Not all the time, but I do enjoy the taste of them. What about you? All right. Now it's time for you to watch The Loop Show, and I'll see you right after. Bye-bye.
The Slim Jim smoothie is back!
And it's been updated.
It's taken on a new form! Run for your lives!
Hang on for the loop.
4, 3, 2, 1. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
You good?
Yes. Okay, I think I'm ready.
I'm Ricky.
And I'm Jamie. Ricky, let's play a quick game.
Okay.
Okay, so at all times, one of us must be silly and one of us must be serious. We can't both be serious at one time. We can't both be silly at one time, but we have to keep switching. And go. I'm being silly. Ha ha ha. I'm being so silly.
Serious things are serious.
Now I'm being very serious.
Silly! S-I-double-L-Y! In tonight's news, we are going to talk all about sugar-free cereal. How delicious could it potentially be?
See, it can be hard to know sometimes when it's time to be silly and when it's time to be mature.
Here on The Loop Show, we know all about the importance of maturity.
But growing up doesn't mean that you have to say goodbye to nonsense.
Yeah, there's always room for an appropriately timed armpit fart, but it's important to be able to judge when the time is.
Like Franklin Beans.
What?
Like Judge Franklin Beans.
Oh, the hot dog
The
man.
time for nonsense is upon us. Bring on the beans.
In 1984, a young law student left the library with a stack of law books. It was storming hard, and as he was passing a nearby hot dog cart, he was struck by lightning. When he awoke, he found his brain was filled with knowledge and his body had changed. He became Judge Franklin Beans.
I'm a good judge of character.
You are about to enter the courtroom of Judge Franklin Beans. The characters are real. The cases are strange. The rulings are final.
Winona Wiggles, it says here that you're... Where is she?
I'm looking for something.
Winona, please stand still while I go through this.
Got it. I need this.
Can you please stop that?
Hey, look what I can do.
We're in the middle
See?
of...
Look at this.
Very good. Now, Miss Wiggles,
Call me Winnie.
can you please sit still?
I'll just stand.
Winnie, this says you haven't paid any... there's no food allowed in here.
What? This isn't food.
That's a bag of snacks.
Nuh-uh.
Will you pay attention? You're getting crumbs all over the floor.
Those aren't mine. They were here when I got here.
Please, Winnie, the chair.
What?
I asked you not to scoot.
Oh, well, I kind of forgot you said that.
I've seen enough.
Wait, did I show you this?
It's as clear to me as the mustache on my hot dog face that you need some maturing. I sentence you to paying attention and working on your listening skills.
Do what now?
Next! It says here that you're a songwriter. Have I heard any of your songs on the radio?
I mostly play live. I used to play kids' parties, but now I play exclusively for adults. Company picnics, corporate events, I'm your guy.
And I understand there was an issue at your last event.
Apparently, the big businessmen didn't like the songs I was singing.
How so?
I thought that they could handle my take on the wheels on the bus. My version goes like this. The farts on the bus all sound like this.
That's enough. It sounds like you didn't update your song list for adults.
Why should I? These are hits. Everybody usually loves it when I sing. She'll be farting around the mountain when she farts. Fart, fart! She'll be farting around the mountain when she farts. But those adults were like, grow up. It's so rude.
Are all of your songs about farts?
You're just like them. I am an artist trying to make a living, and everyone assumes I'm just some guy who takes popular kids' songs and inserts fart jokes.
Sounds like that's what you do.
How'd you like if I just came in here and assume you like farts because your last name is Beans?
Fair point. I suppose even a hot dog judge can misjudge sometimes. Proceed.
Thank you. Anyway, everybody really lost it when I got to my last song. Someone ate a booger with Dinah. Someone ate a booger, I know.
Sir, there is a time and place for nonsense, and you seem to have no awareness of this.
It's called art, buddy.
I've always said you need to know the difference between a tater tot and a full potato. I sentence you to stop performing in public.
And I sentence you to this.
Next! Mr. Irving Baumgartner.
My friends call me Irv.
It says here that you are 64 years old, Irv.
I said my friends call me Irv. You can call me Irving. Bacow! Yes, I am 64 years young.
This also says you are still in the 7th grade.
Well, you are one smart bratwurst. Emphasis on the worst. Bam! Yes, I am still king of the 7th grade.
Explain this to me.
Surprise, surprise. The man with mustard all over the front of his shirt needs help with math. This is my shocked face.
So you were held back over 50 times?
Well, you catch up quickly, don't you? Get it? Catch up. Wicka wicka pow! My comfort zone is the 7th grade. I ain't hurting anybody, son.
It must be hard to take anything serious when everything is a joke to you.
Well, you sound like every teacher I ever had. If every teacher I ever had was an overcooked sausage, buck, buck, buck-ow! Seriously. Just because I'm old doesn't mean I have to be mature. I can be a 64-year-old 7th grader, and you can be a disappointment to the world of law and lunch meat. Dow, dow, kablooey!
That's enough disrespect in my courtroom.
What are you gonna do, arrest me?
You've already arrested yourself by refusing to grow up.
Ooh, that's spot on. You just zing the zinger. I respect that.
And I respect you too much to let you go on without kindness for yourself and others. It's time to take some responsibility and grow up, Irv.
Bazam.
Court calls for a recess.
Oh, I love recess.
Not what I meant, Irv.
Hey Loop Show, it's Reagan. Today we're talking about a big word called maturity. Dun dun dun. Don't worry, it's not the big word. Pretty simple. You guys are all mature. I'm sure you got it. Maturity is not like a gift you receive on your birthday. It's different for every single person. It doesn't come with age necessarily, it's just an ongoing process. Every day you're learning more skills that are making you more mature as a person. Let me tell you a secret. Even adults are still maturing. Think about when you were 5 years old and your brother would steal your candy from you and throw an absolute temper tantrum. You probably wouldn't do that now. Your brother steals a piece of candy, you might get upset about it, but it's not like you're gonna throw a temper tantrum in the middle of the grocery store. That's a sign of maturity. There's a ton of areas in your life where you're updating in maturity. You might not even notice it though. Your kindness, your patience, how fast you get angry, your frustration, the way that you share things with others. All of these things are things that are updating with your maturity. The more you mature, the better you are at these things. And you're not done growing now. You don't have to mature all by yourself though. When you have a relationship with Jesus, he helps you grow in peace, patience, kindness, frustration. You're maturing by walking with him. I am so thankful that I don't act like the 5-year-old version of myself walking around the grocery store throwing a temper tantrum. I'm more mature now, but that doesn't mean I'm done being mature. That doesn't mean I'm ever gonna be perfect at it. That's not the point. The point's just growing, getting updates, getting better. What are signs of someone that's being mature? Do you see those signs in your own life? Think about that as you're updating, processing, and growing in maturity.
Jamie, would you say that we're picky eaters?
I think we're adventurous eaters.
Yeah, we'll try anything at least once.
But when we're not on the Loop Show, we are very picky eaters. Ooh, hello, Mystery Hand.
As you grow up, your taste might change. We've updated some classic Loop Show dishes to see if your taste buds have matured. Get ready to rediscover some old favorites and award the winner of the most improved food.
Oh, joke. Oh, hello.
Interesting.
What is this we have here?
Looks like sushi of some sort.
It does.
Go ahead and take a look at that card, Jamie.
Are you serious?
This is edible Play-Doh sushi. At one point in time, we ate edible Play-Doh on the Loop Show. It was terrible.
One of the worst things I've ever eaten in my life.
Yeah, and now we have it sushified. So let's see.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, 2.
Oh.
Ah! Ugh. I think it's in my hair.
Okay, here's the thing. It tastes more like Play-Doh than ever before.
Oh, it's so salty.
Oh, man.
Ah!
Well, I'm full. Couldn't have another bite. Presentation was improved, I guess?
Okay, although it's edible, don't eat it. Okay, let's bring on the new and improved whatever it's going to be. Let's see. Thank you. Oh! Well, we can tell that this is donuts.
These look like donuts.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Ew.
No.
Oh.
There's no hole. That means that there must be filled with something awful.
They are filled with something.
Ah!
There are these screaming goats that you can find on YouTube, and you sound like one of the screaming goats.
Once upon a time on the Loop Show,
This doesn't sound like a good story.
we had a meat cake. It's what you would expect. It's a cake made of meat. And so what we have presented today in front of us is a meat jelly donut. I can only assume that they pureed the meat and turned it into a jelly.
No. Okay.
With bologna, cheese whiz, pepperoni, and blue cheese. So you can see on the side.
I know.
That's the filling. Look at that.
Oh my. Okay, I feel like a weirdo. It's not horrible. Considering all the things we've eaten on the Loop Show, it's not absolutely horrible, but I don't like watching Ricky eat it. I don't know. I mean, it just tastes like a meaty donut.
I'm at a loss for words. This is yes.
Is it not your jam? This right here actually reminds me. So my dad used to cut into tomatoes whenever we were younger, and then he'd be like, "I'm Tommy the tomato," and then he'd go, "I don't feel so good." It was really funny.
I am full.
That's what it reminds me of.
Thank you, Jamie. Thank you for that haunting visual.
Hi, I'm Noah, and this is my segment called Nuggets with Noah. I'm here to dispense some wisdom. I don't have like a license or anything, it's just this plate of chicken nuggets in my thoughts. What are signs that someone is mature? Controlling their anger. Being able to own up to your mistakes, even though you know there are gonna be consequences. And also, 1, if you're a man, facial hair. It's key. 2, any gender, if you can blow a bubble with bubblegum. When should you be mature, and when is it okay to be immature? You should be mature when it's a serious situation. Like, for instance, you're trying to make a decision on whether you should do your homework or just skip it and play video games. Be mature, do your homework, don't get yelled at by your parents. And it's okay to be immature, like when you're just hanging out with your friends, but not too immature. You don't want to act like a 4-year-old. How do you know when a chicken nugget is expired? Well, first, a little worried, but the first sign is the smell. If you wait too long, it starts changing colors. And thirdly is the taste. I think I'm gonna be sick.
And Jesus increased in wisdom and in stature and in favor with God and man. Luke 2:52.
So when I was in 7th grade, my next door neighbor was a sophomore in high school, and I thought he was the coolest person ever. He would skateboard all around our neighborhood, and all I wanted to do was hang out with him. And I remember I went to my mom and I begged her to get me a skateboard so I could go ride outside. And she finally came home with one. I was so excited. I went to ride it outside and I went up to my neighbor and he said, "Nick, you can't hang out with us because you're just too immature." And that stung. I mean, have you ever been told that you're too immature or you're too young? It doesn't feel good, right? But what I want you to know is that maturity is a choice. It's something that you can actively make an impact on. Even Jesus grew in his maturity. It tells us in the book of Luke, chapter 2, verse 52, that Jesus increased in wisdom and in stature and in favor with God and man. You see, when Jesus was 12, his parents actually took him to the temple. And at this temple, he was able to learn as much as he possibly could. He was learning from people who were wiser than him, listening and soaking everything in. And for the next 18 years, the book of Luke tells us that he continued to do that until he finally went out and actually began to teach people himself. Why? Because he chose wisdom. He had grown in his maturity. Maturity is not automatic. It's something that you have to choose to make an impact on. It's something that you have to lean into and learn as much as you can and soak in all the wisdom that others have so that you can make an impact on the world around you.
All right, so we have one more. Just one more to give a go.
Whoa. Popsicle shouldn't be brown.
Jimmy, do you remember the first thing that we said at the top of this episode?
Oh, gross. It's a Slim Jim. I don't even know. It's a Slim Jim smoothie slopsicle. Ew, if you hadn't said slop, it wouldn't have been so bad.
So here's the thing. One of my favorite challenges that we had was with the Slim Jim smoothie. It was very thick. We were both panicked about it.
Smells like kitty cat food. Oh, it's horrible. It tastes like meat ice. So salty.
Yeah.
Oh, it's horrible.
I know.
It's so salty. I'm sorry. I keep saying it's salty, but it is.
That's what it is.
Yeah, I'm glad you agree.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay, so we are supposed to give this most improved Loop Show ribbon to one of our updated foods that we just tried.
What do you think it's gonna be?
I don't know.
My ice cream's melting.
Need a maturity update? Try this. Read the room. That just means there's a time to be silly and a time to be responsible. It takes wisdom to know the difference. Immaturity is like short-term fun with long-term consequences, but maturity shows real concern for others, and it can open doors to more independence. You know your actions have consequences, so be wise and in control.
All right, so now it's time for us to award the most improved food. Of these three, which is most improved? Jamie and I have not discussed this before, but I have a hunch that we're going to choose the same one. So on the count of three, we're gonna say it, okay? 1, 2, 3. Meat cake!
You won! Are you so excited? Are your parents here? Yeah.
Where are they? They're over there?
Over there?
Congratulations. The thing that made this most improved for me is the donut outer shell. The filling was terrible, but the donut was delightful. So congratulations!
Yay! Most improved.
Our maturity needs constant updates.
Even as we grow, we need reminders about when it's appropriate to tell jokes and when it's time to be serious.
Yeah, learn to read the room.
Grow in wisdom just like Jesus.
We can't wait to see how your maturity grows.
And as you grow, don't forget to enjoy the ride.
So what are you gonna do with your prize money?
Save it up for Donut College? Oh, that's a great idea.
That's really good, solid investment.
Okay, so this growing and maturity process, it never really ends. Even the most mature person you know has an area or two that they need to grow in this. So, take some time this week and ask yourself, when you walk into a room, does the level of maturity grow or does it shrink? And ask God, where do you need to update your maturity? What area do you need to grow in this? Let's pray. Father, I thank you so much that you are always growing us. God, I thank you that we're not in this process by ourselves, but you help us see the areas that we need to grow. So this week, help us to find the areas that we need to update our maturity. God, help us to be more like Jesus. In your name, amen. We are so excited to hear about all of your maturity updates this week and everything that God is gonna do in your lives. And remember, we are always praying for you.
See, that's so interesting to me that even Jesus grew in his maturity. That is very, very, very interesting to think about. So this is not over. For discussion questions and the activity, all you have to do is click the lesson link below this video on the Capeport online page. All right? And you could do the activities with your family or your friends, wherever you are, at home, in your TLCC house. You can just do them with your friends and family. All right? So I had a great time with you, and I hope to see you next week. Bye-bye.